hello YouTube. We have the famous Dragunity Link pile deck profile, courtesy of Nick here. He will go into it. Here we go. Let's explain the card choices.
How we doing, everybody? We're going to start with hand traps. I play 3 Gamma, 3 Veiler, 3 Crow, 3 Bell, actually, and 1 Ghost Ogre, and we got the driver as well. This is it's a 60 card deck. Is it good? It's looking good. In terms of hand trap count, it's a little low, admittedly. I think maybe you could go up and down with this. I'm not playing Ash in the main. I actually was before, and I'm trying Bell out right now because the format's kind of calling for DD Crow, so it's kind of like a tech choice I went with. But that's the hand trap lineup. Okay, so for the main part of the deck, we're playing 3 Ramus, 3 Ravine, Terraforming, as well as Gold Sark with Tempest. This is your best start. If you have this, you can end on like 3 or 4 interruptions. It doesn't consume your normal summon. You can go a number of different ways with it depending on what your hand has. This is the reason that you play this deck. Ramus does Dragon Lock you though, so the extra deck is a little confined. Cards that you run also with the engine in order to make your level 6 Synchro, and combo with that you got to run the Legatus, Glow, and Mistletoe. Important cards, I'd throw these in here. They're kind of bricks, they're not really bricks. Depending on the hand, you can make these work. This synergizes with Rite of Aramis here. But these are guys you want to discard with the level 6 Synchro, Guider. You could play one of this. It kind of limits some of your plays, but these are kind of necessary. You want to play some number of these. Speaking of, did I mention this? I don't think I did. We're playing the Adventure Engine. This is what I think really helps the deck. We're playing the full package plus Foolish and Illegal Knight. Illegal Knight helps break boards. It's not totally necessary. You could cut it. I think the engine in general, though, really helps the deck. We don't really use normal summons like a pure Dragunity list. They usually have Senatus and Ducks. We're not running that. The normal summons are usually a Black Metal Dragon, so it doesn't really mess this up. This is a good discard off of Dragon Ravine. There's really not much else to say about Adventure. It's just good. Speaking of engines that we run, I mentioned Black Metal. We're running Black Metal and Red MD, as well as a 1-for-1 to go get it. Black Metal is I'd say it's like your second best start. There's a number of cards that are solid second best start. So Ramus is your best one. You're getting 3 or 4 interrupts off of that. This is your second best one. You're going to end on like Snow, Seal, and Savage. Really good. Doesn't conflict with Adventure. You know, Dragon Link plays this sometimes. I like it. Speaking of Dragon Link plays this sometimes. They play this pretty much all the time. This is another starter right here. You can get to Romulus, basically. That's usually good enough to work. So if you can make it to Romulus, you can get to a pretty solid board. This gets you to Romulus. Nothing else that needs to be said here. We are running rockets. We're running 1 of each rocket plus abs, and well, I lost it. There it is, and the boot sector. This is pretty important to the Ramus line. If you can get to that, you're usually going to be pretty well okay with the rocket engine. They're always going to be accessible because you run Zephyros, so you can bounce Ravine, send abs, and get access to Tracer or whoever you're missing. They're not terrible to draw. Boot is always bad to draw, we know that. But a Tracer in your opening hand is just another powerful card that you could normal summon, something like that. Rockets are good. And then the last cards, 60 cards, the last couple cards we're running, we have Snow and Destrudo. Destrudo allows your Zephyros to make Shooting Riser to send Snow, and that's an interrupt. Pair that with a Seal, that's actually 3 interrupts. Very useful. It's very good against Sprite right now. Book of Moon, they're level 2s, they can't really do anything. Not so good against Tear Lament, but it still helps. And we're running this guy. He was really good in previous formats. He helped to force out Zeus. He helps to steal monsters, swing over things. Armorgram's pretty good, but I've thought about cutting him recently. He's a bit bricky in the hand, but he is an option with Dragon Ravine. We run 3 Ravine and a million ways to get to it. So if we need the card, it's there. Could be cut though. And the last two cards I run Call By. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory one. And we're running Galaxy Cyclone as an out to Mystic Mine. I was running Feather Duster before that, and then nothing before that aside from Dracoback. I like this because I run Chaos Ruler, and you could mill it. It's not easy to interact with if you're running like Dark Bribe or Solemn Judgment. You could run Duster, you could run more if your meta has Mine all over the place, but that's just something you could run. Onto the extra deck, we have our Link 1, Striker and Pisty, pretty self-explanatory. We have Romulus and Seal. Romulus is your best card. People are going to hand trap this. You want to try and protect it. We run a way to do that. These are your two best Link 2s. Your next best one is Hulk. Hulk is also a full combo. It's your second best combo, let's say. If you can get to him plus a tuner, the tuner you go into is Rocket Synchron, turn that into Striker, pop, swap, bring out the Boot Sector, summon out the Rocket Synchron, and that gets you to Romulus, which is all you need. So if you can get like a hand trap tuner plus Rite of Aramesir, that's enough to combo right there. Pretty nice. The other Link 2 we run is Protector Whelp, because in the side deck we're running the, I knocked over the table there, we're running the DMZ Dragon Buster Whelp block, and this also helps the Adventure Engine turn into a valuable card because it's a Dragon type, where normally those guys don't really do anything. Link 3 we're running Triple Burst, it's just for the arrows. I always hope that they'd make a better Link 3 Dragon that kind of does something on your turn. He's not the worst, he does help in the damage stuff, he has piercing. And we're running Boral Sorters are out. Like I said before, Ramus Dragon locks you, so we can't really run access code. You could, but it'd be more like a turn 3 play, and the extra deck space is a little tight, so I wouldn't go for that. We're running 1XYZ, this is a TUM. We need this to help make our plays. It's Guard Dragon LP, summons any dragon out of your deck. And it doesn't have to be to zones that guys are pointing at. Pretty good. It's part of your play line. This is the best card in the deck, I think. Best card in your extra deck for sure.
Best card in the game.
Best card in the game, sorry. This is the best card in the game. Many of these cards are the best cards in the game, but this one is definitely the best. Add a level 4 or lower dragon or winged beast from deck to hand, then discard any dragon or winged beast. It's not once per turn. During your combo, you're going to summon this 2 or 3 times. That's going to get you a lot of value. Add Pitch Zephyros, bounce the Ravine, search for any dragon. You know, do whatever you need. There's the Shooting Riser I was talking about. We run Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing can be summoned on the 5th summon to play around Nib, and in general just to force hand traps out early so you know what you're playing against. This is very good at protecting the Romulus because you can make this before you make the Romulus. This is a good card. Warlord Savage Dragon, Rockets can make this. You can make this with the level 6 very easily. And then we also run as our last 2 Chaos Ruler, amazing to mill, you know, hand traps and
the next card on the ban list.
Probably the next card on the ban list along with Hulk. I'm a little worried. And you run Hot Red because you run Rocket Synchron. You can easily summon that afterwards.
Terrific.
Side deck. Side deck, you know, to be honest, it's kind of up to you what you want to run. I run this. This is the Buster Whelp block. Very easy to pull off. You can do it with just a Ravine, just a Ramus, something like that. And in the meta right now, everybody's running Dark Ruler to break boards. That's not going to be enough. Lava Golem's good against this, something like that, a Kaiju. But very often people have a Dark Ruler, they'll stop my negates, but they have no way to actually force this off of a Warlord Savage or something like that, and they just lose. So this is one, I'd say 90%, 95% of the games that have successfully summoned the monsters. We're running 3 Ash on the side. I know this is going to get a lot of criticism. Should probably main this. This is a really good card. But this is what was in the main deck instead of Bell. Again, like you could switch it out. If I were to switch Bell out for this, I would probably just not put Bell on the side. I'd probably put something like Droll and Lockbird. It's a more impactful card. We're running 3 talents. I usually put this in going first, or against certain decks going second, like Tri Brigade. We're running 3 Dark Ruler no more. That's like the choice of the format over Droplet. I think it is better than Droplet right now. Could change though, so I'm not totally stuck to it. Like I said, side deck is kind of up to you based on the meta of your local. I'm running 3 Cosmic. I'm worried about Anti-Spell more than really any other continuous trap, so I don't think I can really afford to run Lightning Storm. I'm also running Red Reboot as the 15th. It's just really good. This deck can OTK, so I think it's worth running. That's about it.
All right. You want to show off any like 1 card, 2 card combos real quick?
Sure,
anything
yeah.
you-
If I can get to it, yeah. I'll show the standard Ramus combo, and we'll work from there. So if you open Ramus or Dragon Ravine or some way to get to him, you can discard him, search Dragon Ravine. That gets you to a Legatus if you discard a card. You can summon these out, synchro summon into a Guider. It can go a number of ways, to be honest. At this point, I usually add and discard Baby Rock, and if you have other follow-ups, you can turn this into Crystal Wing and then get a hand trap blocker. But if you don't, you can go into a Romulus right here. That searches out Dragunity Glow, which gets you to level 6. This guy sends a Dragunity to the grave to special summon him, and then he equips a Dragon type 1 from the graveyard. The spell also summons a monster equipped to a Dragunity, so that's your level 6. You would normally add and discard Zephyros here to set up for bouncing the Ravine. You can make a Tum at this point, and you can summon out a Black Metal Dragon or a Red MD, depending on what you have. If you've gone through Striker, you probably want to just go straight for Red MD. If you haven't, you go for Black Metal. You Striker, search for Boot. See if I can find those cards. Yeah, where is he? Search for Boot and search for the Red MD off of the Striker. Banish the Striker for the Red MD. Bring out the Guider, and again, this really depends on the hand. It could be very different. This would add and discard the second baby. Here you could go for a Chaos Ruler. If you want to play it super safe, you can go for a Savage. So you can go for Boarload Savage, equip Romulus. And you can turn these two into a Seal. And then you would bounce the Dragon Ravine for Zephyros. Play the Ravine. Discard a card. You would send, I don't even know if you can see the side of the screen here. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. So you send Absoluter, that adds Tracer. In this scenario, what we just did here, we have a normal summon, so you could normal summon it, pop Romulus, do something like that. If you do that, you can't do Rite of Aramasir if you happen to mill it off of Ruler. You could play it safe, you just play Dragon Ravine, play Boot, summon him out. Now he's a special summon monster, so you don't have to worry about that. Pop the Romulus, you summon out the Rocket Synchron. And this is if you were playing it safe. You may have made the Chaos Ruler already. You make the Ruler, you mill, and then you synchro with this into a Hot Red. And that's 3 negates right there off of a Ramus. Again, it could be better if you mill off a Ruler, depending on what else is in your hand. You could mill Enchantress. If you open just Romulus, say you open Black Metal into Romulus, the Romulus, I'll just skip the steps. All you can do is make a Romulus. The Romulus can get you to Ramus, who himself, I don't even know where he is, who himself can then get you to a Dragon Ravine. So you would pitch, grab Ravine, pitch another card, add the Legatus, summon these out, synchro these guys into Guider, and instead of adding the Baby Rock here, you'd add Zephyros, bounce the Ravine, play it again, you have Zephyros in play. Here's when you send Destrudo. Where the heck is he? There he is. Destrudo would target either of these. It doesn't really matter because it's both going to add up to 7. So you target the Zephyros, synchro summon, you make a Shooting Riser. That sends Snow, and that makes him a monster that can summon Pisty. So you summon out Pisty. You turn the remaining monster that you didn't use to make Riser into Triple Burst. You then use the Pisty to bring back the Guider. Turn these into a Seal. And then you use the Guider one more time, and then this is where he would add and discard a Baby Rock to make, generally it's a Boarload Savage, could be a Crystal Wing. So imagine that's a Savage right there. Equip. I'll find him. Where's he at? I don't know. He's in the graveyard. There he is. And that would be your end board. So it doesn't look that intimidating, but it's Savage Negate, Seal Bounce. You have Snow. You're generally going to have enough materials to banish for Snow twice. So you could activate Snow, bring it out, Book of Moon. You can activate the Seal, bring out a Rocket Tracer, or you could use Seal and sack the Snow. And that's 4 interrupts right there, just off of Romulus. Yeah, so there you go. Play Dragunity. It's good.